So at that point, you know, the fact that you're canceling your whole project, I actually wasn't able to confirm this in the announcement that you made. Oops. Was Bear Simulator crowdfunded in some way?
Yeah, it was. And it was successfully crowdfunded.
So he basically canceled the project and people paid the money because PewDiePie said it was dumb?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, don't do that, people. That pretty much guarantees you can't crowdfund anything anymore. Oh, we don't care. Retry. Continue offline, B.
Oh, okay, B.
There we go.
Yay! How many...
That was dumb.
That leads you back right into Glitter Gulch Mine, so now we're gonna go back.
So, yeah, that's kind of my viewpoint. I really can't look at this and say not one person is at fault. Except in the Jim Sterling case. Jim did everything that he was supposed to do.
I think you're kind of getting into dangerous territory by saying, okay, PewDiePie shares responsibility here. No, he doesn't, because he's just doing what he does.
Do I think PewDiePie shares responsibility in this situation? No. But, again, I don't know PewDiePie's content, and so I don't know if he's just, you know, trying to be a live streaming angry video game nerd knockoff. And that's really who I'm aiming this at, not necessarily PewDiePie, if that's not the case.
I mean, even to PewDiePie's fairness here, I mean, even he kind of felt a little bit bad about it and took the video down moment for a period.
Oh, he did? Okay, I didn't know that part.
I think he put it back. He's since put it back up, but he did kind of take a step back and take the video down for a time.
Yeah, so if that's the case, then I'll hand a little bit of points here over to Felix, because he didn't have to take the video down. He could have let things stand. I mean, dude, I have... How many reviews are bad
Oh, there's the honeycomb.
I actually have to work this out. I have 3 reviews that are bad. And I will be honest, like, let's just say for the sake of argument, Jonathan Blow comes out and says, I'm not going to make another game because Drak said mean things about me. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to take down my video over it. Because...
Who was mad at you?
I'm saying theoretically.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't take down my video because I felt bad about what he was saying. That would be one of those things where, yeah, Jonathan needs to have a thicker spine in that regard. And the same thing applies here. If anything, that kind of gives me a compliment over to Felix, because at least he kind of considered the dude's feelings on the matter, but I haven't played this game, so...
I think you gotta swim a little higher, he'll see. I know. Sometimes it's hard to aim.
Give me a break. Now I don't know where I'm going. There we go.
So, yeah, I think I've talked both of these issues down pretty harshly. It's just, to me, like, there's a gray matter in a lot of the PewDiePie versus the one guy issues. And as far as the Jim Sterling suit is concerned, I really hope that doesn't go to court. I really do. Because, you know, the thing that comes to my mind is, like, let's just say for the sake of argument, this developer wins that suit.
Mm-hmm.
That sets a really bad precedent.
Yeah.
Because then at that point, Nintendo could sue us if we ever gave them a bad review. Technically, Capcom could sue me for defamation because I didn't call it a broken game. I called it an unfinished game. So, with Street Fighter V. So I kind of hope that doesn't... I don't even think that's going to hit court, in all honesty. I think it's going to be such a non-issue. But...
One would hope it gets tossed out. Alright, anything else, Andrea?
I know there was a honeycomb in this area. There was like a little alcove by one of the big buildings right around here.
I might have gotten it, but let me... view totals.
What were the other stories you guys talked about?
Nope, I haven't gotten it. Okay.
Oh, Indy 5. You talked about that.
Yeah.
I'm worried. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Good. I'm not. I think it's...
I've seen no confirmation of Shia LaBeouf yet, so I'm cautiously optimistic.
Well, that's pretty unlikely anyway. Just...
Well, what are you worried about at that point then?
because it's just like, what else can they possibly do with this character, with this story? I mean, you know, we've seen him fight the Nazis, now we've seen him fight the commies. There's just nothing more for Indiana Jones, I think, that he can honestly do. And
It's time for him to fight the Canadians.
And Harrison, and you know, we kind of make this joke. You know, Harrison Ford, we love him. We think he's still great, but he's much too old to be doing these now. These movies, he's just not
Okay,
young.
now, I'm gonna stop you there because I really don't want to get into the whole Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'm getting too old for this shit. I really don't want to get into that.
That's kind of the problem. That's one of the things that holds Crystal Skull back in my own personal mind. As I mentioned, I don't think it's a terrible movie like everyone else does, but definitely one of the things that holds it back is there's not. Would you stop with Shia LaBeouf already? But
No, I'm a vile hater. I can't stop. I thought I already told you about this. Somebody actually told me since I'm a vile hater and that's just what I do, I can't stop.
anyway, but just Harrison Ford, you can't do the razzling dazzling stunt action. It's gonna be all stuntmen and CGI at this point. It's
See, and one of the things that I've actually seen a lot of people complain about is not necessarily... They like the fact that Harrison's back, they like that Steven's coming back to direct. It's the fact that they feel like nobody contacted George to
right.
see if he would produce. I have a feeling he was contacted, but he's in solid retirement at this point. I don't think he wants to come back.
Not so much solid retirement, but just moving on from his old work and
Yeah, but I can't
there.
imagine that Steven didn't try to contact him.
Oh, see,
There we go.
there's some
Yep.
glowing.
Okay.
There's your last one.
That's my opinion, though. Because I looked everywhere to see if maybe he had been contacted and just said no. But I could not find any confirmation. Of
Well,
I
and
can
plus
think-
he sold the property, so
Yeah.
it's not like they are obligated to.
it. No.
I could think of one more Jinjo that you might have not gotten unless you got it in Blubber's shop in the rafters.
I think I would have, but I'll double check it. So it's in the shop?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see. What else did we get here? I can't find your agenda, Alex.
You can't find it?
I'm looking for it, though. Let's see. Because, like, I see all of the stories, people, so I don't want to cover, like, a story that he didn't put in there. Mario Maker levels disappearing without explanation
Not that
or
one.
warning.
Oops.
So can we confirm it's Nintendo deleting them?
That's the most that's kind of our likely guess is
Not
Nintendo's
Panos.
not Panos, is that Nintendo is simply deleting it to free up server space. But there hasn't been like any official word out of Nintendo here.
It's the other way.
Where is the other way?
Right down there.
There, okay.
So, at that point, it's kind of hard for me to make any assessment because I don't play Mario Maker. Not to say that I wouldn't want to, it's just... The game is advertised and is a level designer, and I'm not that kind of gamer. People have tried to get me into Minecraft. Aldo, bless his soul, he's tried to get me into Disney Infinity and a couple of other games, and they're not interesting to me. I'm not interested in being a level
There's a spring pad behind the desk.
Oh.
So, yeah, that sucks, because that's people's hard work. But, you know, Nintendo gets the final say on a lot of that stuff, and I actually just wanted to see if it's confirmed that Nintendo got rid of it. Because if so, then they have something, they may have some things to answer for. Dot Hack and Sword Art Online. I'm not surprised that this made the agenda.
Yeah,
I think
it's me.
you can also go back into Panos shop. I think he puts a Cheeto page up for
Right.
sale now again.
My prediction towards this is the winner is Gundam.
The winner is Gundam.
Yes.
Well,
Everything you win is Gundam.
I don't know. It's an app, right? It's just
How
a
much
mobile
for the
app.
worthless old page?
far from worthless, my friend. I was told this page comes from the legendary Cheeto book. Are you sure? Oh, yes. I'm afraid I won't take it less than 5 doubloons for it. I don't get quality like that in here every day.
So I
5
see.
doubloons, eh?
Where do I get 5 more doubloons?
I know you can get some more. You have to. It's I know most of them are all just up here. I think you just have to search for them.
So yeah, just confirm this. It's just an app, right? It's like a crossover app. It's not like a RPG itself.
Right. It's a app, so. And it has like promotional tie-ins, so like you can get special outfits for your characters.
I think you
That's, like when you have properties like this and you take it to a mobile app, I'm just not interested.
Yeah. I mean, Romney wasn't quite as shocked as I was, mostly because I think of how different these franchises are.
But frankly, I'm not trying to be a dork here, Alex. You are kind of biased on the issue.
Yes, I'm biased, but it also just comes down to simply, wow, these are very, very different polar opposite franchises here.
They are, but they get compared a lot.
Yes, because they have a similar premise to them.
Yeah. So, let's see.
Oh, I bet I haven't gone up there yet.
Because people did want my opinion on this one. I am Setsuna. So the first project from Tokyo RPG Factory got announced.
Mm-hmm.
It's called I Am Setsuna, and it's taking a lot of nods from Chrono Trigger. My thoughts on it? It looks good so far.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we'll see it at E3, and I want to get more details.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was excited. I haven't heard. What were you guys' thoughts on it?
It seems like we're all kind of interested. We're all intrigued.
Okay.
I know I am, because I'm a Chrono Trigger fan myself, and that's one of the big cited examples. I know, it's a classic throwback to a lot of RPGs of Square's.
I just kind of want to clarify that. It isn't a Chrono game. It's
I know.
inspired.
I know.
I'm sure it would still be here next year.
It would still be 5 doubloons. Do I have a sale?
I gotta say, I like the joke you put in here.
What? Which joke?
Indiana Jones and the Very Old Man.
Yes.
Yeah. That's appropriate at this point. And before people start jumping down my throat, you know what? This is a joke Harrison Ford would make too.
Oh, and even Romney gave a brief hypothetical pitch of what he would do for Indy 5.
Of course he did.
Basically, Indiana Jones meets the Isle of Dr. Monroe.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
yeah.
see. Attack on Titan Season 2 delayed.
Or is
Or
it?
is it?
No.
So, I've been getting... I don't know about you, Alex. I've been getting a lot of flack because of my treatment of Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
And the main reason I've gotten flack for it is like, well, you love Death Note, and the same guy who directed Death Note did Attack on Titan.
Did he?
He did.
Okay.
I think that's all you can do basically right now.
Okay.
While you're here.
My response is very simple. I love Cowboy Bebop. I don't like Samurai Champloo.
Mm-hmm.
You can have things from a director that you don't like.
It's true.
Okay? And frankly, Attack on Titan had issues as far as I was concerned. I do, however, think Aldo made a couple of compelling arguments to us when we reviewed the movies.
Right.
But, I mean, enough so that I actually watched deeper. Like a couple, like 10, 15 episodes. But then I cut off again, because I just wasn't interested.
Yeah. So I do like your comparison there, because in my case, well, what have I been gushing about the last, 3 months? It's been Erased, and, well, Erased is by the director of Sword Art Online, of all things. So, there you go. I hated
there's a level of irony in that.
I know. I hated Sword Art Online.
What are you doing here?
I'm going back to Cheeto.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, why are you here?
Andrea doesn't like it when we're off topic.
When we're off topic. That's true.
So, wow, that is a thing for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you love Erased, but you hate Sword Art Online.
Yeah, but it is the same director, but wouldn't you know it?
Look, sometimes directors are hit or miss.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it was the same guy who did it. The guy who did Paranoia Agent also did a movie called Perfect Blue.
Perfect Blue.
And I don't like Perfect Blue. I don't like it, but I love Paranoia Agent. Like, I didn't originally, but it's grown on me.
Right.
So at that point, There you go. It's different opinions on different projects, people. And also, the other thing you have to keep in mind is these creative minds are in different states every time they write these things.
Yep. Great, you've got enough pages for me to tell you a new secret cheat.
About time. Spill the beans.
Hand over my precious pages first. Much obliged. My second cheat is eggs. Got it?
Oh, and I just barely realized our listener suggestion didn't make your agenda either.
Which was?
The announcement of crap, I can't remember his name. But we actually had the Netflix Iron Fist cast.
I didn't even see that in
Yeah,
the...
it's a Game of Thrones star. Got cast as Danny Rand.
Yeah, I didn't see the story, but not like I could talk about it because...
Actually, I think you did, because I had an additional thing on top of it, and I think you replied.
I saw the Setsuna story, but... Which was also listener suggested, I thought.
Let me see if I can track it down. Yeah, I got a listener suggestion for Marvel's Iron Fist Game of Thrones Finn Jones cast as Danny Rand, which I'm disappointed because now I know who Finn Jones is in the cast of Game of Thrones. I'm a little disappointed, but it's okay. Oh no, it was getting Aldo's opinions on J.K. Simmons for Jim Gordon and The Killing Joke, but he was not there, so... And there were a couple of other stories that were pretty good that didn't make the cut.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
I'm not faulting Alex for that, guys. It was his call. He got to pick the stories. I'm actually kind of surprised we didn't get like an 80% anime one, because we probably could have.
Well, if I'm gonna find anime stories, I gotta find ones that would be open and relevant for the whole panel to talk about.
Well, technically you did, because you found Dot Hack and Sword Art Online.
Right. And that's pretty open and relevant.
Actually, this is the one that surprised me that didn't make the cut. The Pokemon Company designer passing away.
Right.
He didn't make it.
Yeah, I really did try to think of where I could put him in, but then the listener suggested stories came in like the Setsuna, so
yeah.
I want to still get a listener suggested story in when I can.
And look, our thoughts and prayers go out to his family, but we don't want to report on negative all the time.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Who wants to report on negative all the time?
Nobody.
Well, some people actually made that claim of the podcast because there were a couple of weeks where, like, back to back we had deaths. Because I think, like, we had... Yeah, because we talked about Robin Williams, and then at that point, I think it was Joan Rivers that passed away too.
Right.
And so we talked about that. Christopher Lee we talked about, and then a week later, another celebrity died.
That's always a sad thing.
So, a lot of people were like, well, you guys just want to talk about death. No. We want to pay our respect.
Double the maximum number of eggs. Alright. Wow.
So with that being said, I actually have a couple of other stories I want to get people's opinions on because if you haven't seen my update for the next 2 episodes of Geek News, we are not going live next weekend.
That's right.
We are actually getting together to go watch Batman v Superman. I'm sorry, the Supreme Court case of Batman v Superman regarding the Dawn of Justice. That's never going to get tiring to say.
Yeah, it really won't, because it's fun.
And so there's going to be a lot of stories that just aren't going to make the cut this week because we want to focus on that.
Right.
So let's start with this. People have actually wanted to know Alex's opinion on this. John Boyega speaking out against Electronic Arts for Battlefront. I don't know about you, but a grin came to my face that day.
Well, about damn time somebody finally spoke up.
But I found it funny that it was John Boyega that did. Like, literally frickin' Finn came out and said your project was crap. Mm-hmm. You know? And he made the same complaints that we did. He wanted a story mode. He wanted all these other features, and he didn't know why they weren't in it. To which EA kind of blew smoke up his ass. Pardon my French. The other thing, also considering other Disney actors, Daisy Ridley has confirmed she's in talks to play Lara Croft.
Oh, interesting.
So people have already known that I'm not all that keen about a Tomb Raider
That's a
movie
bottom
reboot.
piece.
And heaven forbid, Andrea knows I'm not confirmed on it. I'm not for it. But Daisy Ridley has kind of confirmed that the script that they're talking about is probably based off of the new games. So a more natural Lara.
Uh-huh.
And I don't hate Daisy Ridley in Force Awakens. So I guess my opinion is I like the casting.
Yeah, she could do a good job.
I don't know. What about you guys?
That's it.
I liked her.
She's a good shield. She's a good potential candidate.
Yeah.
Really, I think it's gonna just rise or fall by the script and the direction and everything else.
Yeah, it really is. It's going to be totally dependent on it. So, I hate to be the Mr. Negative Nancy, but it really is going to depend on that. It's also going to depend on whether or not, it's compelling enough for her.
Yep, I guess it'll be really interesting. Why is Banjo running into the wall? Oh.
So yeah, we're basically hosting a little mini episode of Geek News Reviews and Opinions. Welcome, Andrea, to Geek News Reviews and Opinions.
But I don't think you've even finished off the agenda from...
The other stories I really just didn't have any opinions on. So like you brought up the whole concept that Tim Burton is denying the Beetlejuice 2 existence.
Right.
I'm still not sold that Beetlejuice 2 is happening.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like
Even
it.
though I know that not Christina Ricci,
Winona
Ryder and Michael Keaton have stated. And we've reported on both of those. So
You broke the teeth there.
I'm just not sold on it, personally.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, you might as well just open the next one.
Well, shut up, Jiggy Wiggy, so I can do it.
Somebody's getting mad. And then what was the other one that you brought up?
It's probably up higher.
Again.
There, one of those. There you go. Ooh, a quarter.
I don't know what this is actually about, the Peter Jackson story. I didn't actually get to it.
Well, basically, Peter Jackson is
Put that piece back.
given his endorsement to a startup company. The company is going to provide video on demand, new movies as they come out in theaters, if you are willing to pay a $50 fee on top of an installation fee of $150 for a special set-top box for anti-piracy measures. Now, by the sound of it, that's a one-time installation fee. It's not like an annual fee, but the movies would cost you $50.
Don't grab those pieces yet.
I'm not trying to. Let go.
Grab all the side pieces.
One of the big kind of things that Romney brought up here is, well, Peter Jackson was very much against the DirecTV, when DirecTV sort of tried a similar stunt with a video on demand, their own video on demand ambitions. Right, Peter Jackson came out against that, but now he's endorsing this little startup. And this is a startup created by, like, Sean Parker. Has investors with the likes of Steven Spielberg. I'm gonna fuck this up, aren't I? God damn it.
There.
Fucking jigsaw puzzles.
I love jigsaw puzzles. Ah.
I'm actually worried, like, whose temper do I have to cut out first? Andrea's or... Because Andrea's like, put that one over there! Put that one over there!
Well,
she won't say it on the mic.
Well, he kept grabbing the wrong pieces. It's like, grab the side pieces, because that's gonna really help you.
He was. I think he was doing okay. I guess my opinion is on that, I don't know how much that's gonna fly.
Right. Romney kind of feels like it's got potential. What they should do, though, is look to try and lower that $50 price tag for a new movie, basically. Because that's just a little too much for the average person who could...
Yeah, I would much rather have lower movie tickets. I mean... So, little fun fact here, people. When I purchased tickets for Batman v Superman... I'm not gonna say it again, people. I was actually able to get into our local Atmos theater. I wasn't even trying for it because I didn't want to pay like the extra, like $5 to $6 it adds to a ticket. I honestly wasn't trying, people, and I just so happened to get into it. So, it's one of those things where I'm not completely on board. I would much rather have lower ticket costs than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since, unlike Romney, who actually gets into those private screenings, I don't, and therefore...
I wonder how he does get into those private screenings.
Press.
Press.
Yeah.
He's got a press pass.
Hmm.